Advanced and brain-tired nutraceuticals. A personalized targeted approach to getting the nutrients you need. If people eat wild, fresh, organic, local, non-genetically modified food grown in virgin mineral, nutrient-rich soils that has been transported across vast distances to store for months before being eaten, and a work and live outside, breathe only fresh, unpolluted air, drink only pure, clean water, sleep nice hours at night, move their bodies every day, and are free from chronic stressors and exposure to environmental toxins, then it is possible that they might not need supplements. However, because people live in a fast-paced society where they pick up food on a fly, skip meals, eat sugar-laden treats, buy processed foods, and eat foods that have been chemically treated, most people could use a little help from the multiple vitamin or mineral supplement. When I'm treating people, one question I always ask myself is, what would I prescribe if this were my mother, my wife, or my child? I find myself recommending natural treatments. I'm not opposed to medications, and I have prescribed them for a long time, but I want you to use all of the tools available, especially if they are effective, less expensive, and have fewer side effects than medications. Right. First, do no harm. Use the least toxic, most effective treatments as a lead. For alternatives, these treatments they help the children and adults I was serving. I discovered that my natural supplements had a strong scientific evidence behind them, with fewer side effects than prescription medications. Problems with moodiness and temper. She said, Danny, you cannot believe the difference in her. She's so much better. She's calmer, more compliant, and she's getting straight as in A's in school. Of course, I love you. The supplements have no long-term benefits for her without any side effects. What you need to know about nutraceuticals. Supplements within medicine like health benefits. That's a simple way to think of a nutraceutical. Nutraceuticals, a term that's a combination of words nutrient and pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceutical. What is nutraceuticals? Okay. Many of these natural products have studied expensive and found to be effective. Other advantages, they can be less expensive than drugs, and insurance companies don't need to be informed that you have taken them. This last point is key, since taking prescription medications may affect your insurability. I know many people who had been denied coverage or made to pay higher rates for health, life, disability, and long-term care insurance because they have taken certain medications. If there are effective natural alternatives, it is worth considering them, of course, definitely, right? For the treatment arm of the study, we used brain health education targeted supplements, including a multivitamin or mineral complex, a high-dose omega-3 fatty acids, ginkgo biloxi, quercetin for blood flow support, XLA, carnitine for energy support, alpha-lipoic acid as an antioxidant, and for the blood sugar support, and acetylcysteine as an antioxidant, hypogen A to support acetylcholine and memory, and the host 40 serum for memory support. Our protocol demonstrated increased blood flow to multiple brain areas, including the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, and improvements in memory, attention, processing speed. Nutraceuticals do have drawbacks. Although they tend to be less expensive than medications, you may pay more for them because insurance usually doesn't cover their cost. What's more, they're not completely without side effects and they can interact with the medications. Natural is not synonymous with harmless. Both mercury and acetose are natural, but both are dangerous to your health. St. John's wort, one of the favorite natural antidepressants, can cause some sensitivity, and it can also decrease the effectiveness of a number of medications, including both control pills. Just imagine St. John's wort has life-dated your depression, but you also discover you're pregnant. You may not think this is best timing. Notwithstanding these issues, the benefits of nutraceuticals and their relatively low risk compared to medications make them worth considering, especially if you can get thoughtful, research-based information. I have one as a targeted nutraceutical. Nutraceuticals make a positive difference in lives of patients, my family, and myself, which is why I take them every day and recommend them. 3 nutraceuticals everyone should take. I typically recommend 3 nutraceuticals to all my patients because they are critical to optimal brain function: a multivitamin or a mineral, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin D. Okay, I don't think. Thoughtfulness, consideration, and love. A fascinating example of my brain image work is when I help my patient's brain to function better, especially the PFC. They're significantly more thoughtful, considerate, and loving. Consciousness and longevity. One of the executive functions of a healthy PFC is conscientiousness, and its payoff can be a longer life. And those who did the best on long life measures have habits, routines, and social networks that encourage exercise. Clearly, your social relationships have impact on your health, and associating with others who are healthy is one way to improve your own well-being. First is self-awareness. Unless you as a leader understand yourself, it will be hard for you to understand others. Next is self-regulation, which is knowing how to manage your own internal state, your impulses, and your resources. Third is motivation, which involves handling and controlling your emotional tendencies, and which in turn guides and facilitates interactions with people, a combination of emotional brain and PFC. Then there is empathy, which is awareness of other people's needs and concerns. Finally comes the social skills, which help leaders adapt to the various environments they find themselves in. Other leaders have discussed perseverance, integrity, listening to angel on your shoulder, and cautious, thoughtful risk-taking, and the characteristics of a healthy PFC as a trait that have helped them succeed. Self-regulation, being able to manage your impulses, is critical to leading others and yourself. The PFC also learns from mistakes, which is a leadership trait since the leaders make a lot of mistakes. Many of the world's best leaders are proud of their mistakes because they learn critical lessons from them. If you make a mistake and you learn from it, you will be a better leader. If you make a mistake but deny it, protect your PFC. Understanding and optimizing PFC development is critical to raising healthy humans, which is why protecting it needed to be one of society's main priorities. In particular, the PFC needs to be protected from head trauma, toxins such as alcohol and marijuana, budget, addiction, a lack of sleep, low-quality diets, and chronic stress. Consider the metaphor of the elephant and the rider. The PFC is rider, the thoughtful part of your brain that attempts to direct your life. The limbic system, where your pleasure centers are housed, is the elephant, the powerful, emotional part of you that drives your impulses and desires. As long as an elephant wants to go where the rider directs him, things work fine. Craving elephants are often controlled by PFC rider when things are going well, but if the elephant is spooked or they become nervous or afraid, it can take control. Think of the food, binge. Keeping the rider healthy, strong, and strategic is critical to staying in control of your life. You do it by being purposeful with our goals and strengthening our PFC through continual training. These studies have focused on the concept of delayed gratification, being able to wait for a reward. Those who had waited, delaying gratification, had higher self-esteem, better coping skills for stress and frustration, higher academic performance, and greater social skills than the children who had been unable to wait. The PFC is like muscle. You have to use it, so you don't lose its power to help you exercise patience and make good decisions. Fortunately, you can learn how. We learn how to say no to ourselves. Oh, really? Saying no to yourself is like being a loving parent to yourself. Giving in your bad behavior. But if you practice saying no, effectively strengthening your willpower and your PFC, and you will find it easier to continue to do so over time. By exercising your PFC, you are making and strengthening nerve cell connections in a process known as a long-term potentiation, LTP. Your brain makes any new connections when you learn something new. Initially, the connections are weak, but with the practice, the PFC circuits in your brain are strengthened or potentiated. Your brain makes it easier to continue doing the right thing. Conversely, if you are ruled by the impulses, your willpower weakens, which makes it more likely that you will continue to be impulsive. The art of leadership is saying no, not saying yes. It is very easy to say yes. Warren Buffett once said, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Wow. My father, who was the chairman of the board of a $4 billion grocery business, always used to say no. I found it irritating when I was a child, but later I realized the wisdom of it. Learning to say no to mundane is essential to being able to accomplish greatness in your life. If you want high performance results, you must be careful to spend your time wisely and only pursue the most meaningful activities, no matter what others want you to do. I have to think about it, then go home and ask yourself if the request fits with your goals you have for your life. Odds are the trouble that is awkward in your life is not from saying no, but from saying yes to things that were not fully thought through. Time is such a precious commodity today, with the constant bombardment of the distractions. Learning to say no can help save your brain and your life. If the answer to requesting to spend your time is not an enthusiastic yes, the answer should probably be no. Strengthen your decision-making skills. The best way to reduce the stress in your life is to stop screwing up. Making good decisions over and over for a lifetime often adds up to the good health and success. And when you have made lots and bad decisions, the end result can be struggles with your health and with the success in life. You don't have to be perfect and get every decision right, but the more healthy decisions you make, the better you're likely to look, feel, and act. Right, definitely, right? The bonus is improving self-control in one area of your life means improving in other areas. If you start walking every day, for example, you're also likely to start eating better. Be clear about your goals, define them, see the one-page miracle, pages 192, 193, and review them every day. Design a few simple brain health rules ahead of time. This is to stay the course when you have a plan. Thinking ahead can also help you avoid putting yourself in vulnerable situations. Halt. Poor judgment. Do not let yourself too hungry. Low blood sugar is associated with low blood flow to PFC and more bad decisions. Angry. Anger lowers PFC function. Lonely. Being disconnected from others increases bad decisions. Or tired. A lack of sleep is associated with low PFC function. All of these factors impair decision-making skills. Cut out sugar and artificial sweeteners. They often trigger cravings and poor decisions. Start a journal. Writing things down is an invaluable way to stay focused and on track. Journaling helps reinforce the habits you want to strengthen until they become second nature. Definitely, being able to recognize your vulnerable times allow you to develop strategies to overcome them. Note down your temperations and look for patterns, time of day, amount of sleep or food, stress level, and more. Your mistakes are best teachers, particularly if you let yourself explore them without judging yourself. Knowing what triggers your good decisions and your poor ones can help you become more self-aware. Slow down. You move too fast. In our fast-paced society, it is often the person who can slow down, think about his or her goals, and act accordingly who ends up feeling better fast now and later. Whenever you feel out of sorts, take 10 slow, deep belly breaths. Identify your goals in your current situation and choose the best option for now and later. This is simple, thoughtful strategy activates your PFC to calm your emotional brain. It helps you make better decisions and can even alleviate anxiety. Behaviors you want to change must be practiced slowly, deliberately, and repeatedly so that when you need them, you can implement them immediately. As with learning any new skill, it takes time for the brain to develop new circuits. Be slow and patient when learning anything new. Take a supplement to sharpen your focus and PFC. Supplements can help to support focus and executive function. These include rhodiola, green tea extract, L-theanine, ashwagandha, pinax ginseng, ginkgo biloba, and the phosphodiesterone. Oh my gosh. 1. Learn to say no to yourself, and 2. Practice saying which is self-discipline, right? Learn to know yourself. 2. Practice saying no to others. 3. Strengthen your decision-making skills. Be clear about your goals. Decide on the views that simple brain health rules ahead of time. Halt. Poor this judgment. Don't allow yourself to get hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Cut out sugar and artificial sweeteners. Study journal. Protect melination and stop letting children hit things with their heads. To feel very fast, you have to go slow. Take a supplement and sharpen your focus and PFC. Each of these habits takes just a few minutes. They are anchored to something you do or think or feel, so that they are more likely to become automatic. Once you do and behaviors you want, and find a way to make yourself feel good about them. Draw a happy face and palm your fist, or do whatever feels natural. Emotion helps the brain to remember. 1. When I'm tempered by something that is bad for my brain, like in a candy or cigarettes, I will hum to myself for a few minutes until temptation passes. It's not applied to me. Okay, people don't change when they see the light, only when they feel the heat. Change is easy? No, if you know how to do it. But it is hard if you keep doing things that reinforce negative behavior cycles in your brain. If you're an anxious child, for example, anxiety builds specific connection highways and natural networks in your brain. Odds are you still feel anxious about adults unless you did something rewire them. Once the brain learns how to do something, it becomes wired to do it automatically and reflexively through a process called neuroplasticity. New learning and change take strategy, effort, and resources, which is why we often get stuck. I find this to be true in my own life, and I bet you do too. Depending on what you taught your brain to do, this neuroplasticity can help you develop and maintain good habits, or it can cause you to get stuck in ruts and steal portions of your life. When neurons fire together, they wire together through a process called long-term potentiation, and the habits and responses become ingrained part of your brain. LTP occurs when the brain learns something new, whether it's good or bad, and causes networks of brain cells to make new connections. Early in the learning process, the connections are weak, but over time, as behaviors are repeated, the networks become stronger, making the behaviors more likely to become automatic, reflexive, or habitual. At this point, the networks are said to be potentiated. With the brain, what you practice and reinforce becomes your reality. The exciting news is that you can change your unwanted behaviors. Practicing good behaviors such as getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep night, exercising and saying no to constantly checking your gadgets, strengthening the willpower circuits in the brain. No one wants to be controlled by things that were done to them or by their own past negative choices. To feel very fast, then you need to learn to make deliberate choices that will create a new pathway in your brain. In this chapter, we will explore more about how such negative behaviors develop in the brain and how you can quickly develop more positive habits while becoming more adaptable and flexible. When you repeatedly engage in positive behaviors, You build a superhighways of success that help you reflexively do the things you want to do. I'll show you how you can use your brain to change your habits. Along with long-term potentiation and kindling, it is important to know about two areas of the brain that are involved with the mental flexibility and habit information: the anterior cingulate grooves, which I think of as brain gear shifter, and the basal ganglia, where habits are formed and sustained. When the ACC is unhealthy, we tend to be flexible, adaptable, and cooperative. Learn from our mistakes and effective notice when things are wrong. Wow, deep in the brain are two large structures called an basal ganglia (BG). Among other roles they are involved with the integration of thoughts, emotions, and movement, which is why we jump when we get excited or freeze when we become scared. Dislike uncertainty. Getting stuck in a rut can take many forms, including addictions, depression, impulse control issues, bad habits, staying in difficult or abusive relationships, or maintaining outdated business processes, worry, holding grudges, obsessive thinking, compulsive behaviors, persistent anger, rude behavior, and being oppositional or argumentative can also be caused by ruts in the brain. Do you listen to soothing music while driving and take it whenever you get behind the wheel? That happens to most people because they do not understand the brain. As we have seen, it is in your brain where you become adaptable, flexible, and able to change, or it is in your brain where you get stuck in a rut. When serotonin levels are low, the ACC, ACG, and the BC tend to be more active, which can inhibit change, and also contribute to the mental flexibility and getting stuck in negative thoughts or behaviors. Increasing serotonin can help calm these areas of the brain. This can be done for simple strategies. Physical exercises increases the ability to Tryptophan, an amino acid precursor of serotonin, to enter the brain. Walking, running, swimming, or playing table tennis will help you feel happier and more mentally flexible. Exercising also had been found to treat depression with side effectiveness similar to SSRI antidepressant. Whenever you feel stuck in a rut, get moving. Brighter light exposure had been shown to increase serotonin and is a natural treatment for the seasonal depression and premenstrual tension syndrome, as well as depression in pregnant women. Depression and flexibility are more common in winter and in places where sunlight is lacking. To improve your mood and increase cognitive flexibility and learning, get more sun or use bright light LED therapy, which is a standard treatment for the seasonal depression. Eating foods that contain tryptophan can increase the serotonin levels. Whenever you feel stuck in a rut, combine tryptophan containing foods such as eggs, turkey, seafood, peas, nuts, and seeds with a healthy carbohydrates such as sweet potatoes and quinoa to elicit a short-term insulin response that drives tryptophan into the brain. Dark chocolate also increases in serotonin. Nutritional supplements can also raise brain levels of serotonin. My favorite ones are L-tryptophan, 5-hydroxytryptophan, 5-HTP, and the saffron. Define what you want and why. Define what you want and why. To help you make better behavior choices. Your BG and ICG need your prefrontal cortex to step in and take charge. For this to occur, it helps you clarify which behaviors you want to change. Your brain makes it happen what it sees. What patterns are making you feel worse by contributing your anxiety, anger, stress, or worry? What routes would you like to turn into superhighways of success, leaving you feeling better? Write them down. Create a vivid and believable future of success in detail. Define what you want and then ask yourself if your behavior is getting you what you want. Whenever you do the right thing, it is beginning to strengthen those circuits instead. Practice does not make a perfect. It makes the brain do what you practice. Perfect practice makes perfect. Likewise, your consent and motivation are critical elements of change. Are you ready to eliminate the ruts in your life? One of my favorite techniques to access motivation for change is called motivational interviewing. MI. It helps people clarify their conviction and confidence to do things differently, and uses questions to guide them through 6 stages of change. Ambivalence and uncertainty are the enemies of change. Decision to make lifestyle changes are a result of a natural process that takes place in place in stages of time. Each stage is the foundation for the next one. Let's talk about how to recognize, reinforce, and accelerate natural process throughout these stages. Okay. 1. Where is 1? Want or I can't. To mate. Dribble. By MI action. I still on maintenance. Okay. I'm done here. Good job, Irene.